It had been a few weeks since I had started working at a new place, and I was getting used to the routine of working late into the night. Most nights I would stop by Walmart to grab something for dinner. It was always quiet at that time of night, with only the night crew stocking up the shelves. They didn't wear any uniform, just hoodies or jackets of different colors. Last night I showed up at Walmart wearing a hoodie and started browsing through the aisles, trying to figure out what I wanted for dinner. As I walked past a few guys who were stocking up the shelves, I heard someone yelling. The voice grew louder and closer. Hey, are you listening?" I turned around to see a guy walking towards me. "You're late again. Don't think I haven't noticed you walking in the door after 12. At first I thought he was joking, so I laughed. But before I could even respond, he jumped on me. "You think this is funny? Your job must not be important to you. I want you to follow me to the office." I was completely confused, wondering if I was being filmed for a hidden camera show. He started walking away, but I didn't follow him. He came back a minute later and started yelling again. "You want to be fired? Because if you don't come with me now, I will fire you." I burst out laughing, then asked him, "What's my name?" He looked at me with a puzzled expression, so I asked again, "What's my name? Do you even know who I am?" He looked at the other guys in the aisle who had stopped stocking the shelves to watch the drama unfolding. He looked back at me, trying to figure out what to say before his head exploded. "Good luck filing the paperwork to fire me when you don't even know my name." I continued to laugh, grabbing some ingredients for spaghetti and hoping to give him a clue. He stormed off, and I looked back at the other guys. "I'm sure he will figure it out eventually. I don't work here." They started laughing, and I walked away. Little did I know that I had lost the job I had just gotten, all in the same night.
My day started off as a typical day. I had just finished work and decided to stop by the store to pick up some ice cream for dessert. I was lost in my own world, listening to music through my noise-canceling headphones, when suddenly I felt a hard tug on them and they fell to the ground. Before I could even react, I was faced with a middle-aged woman who I can only describe as a Karen. She was fuming, and the anger in her eyes was palpable. She started yelling at me, accusing me of ignoring her and not doing my job. I was taken aback, confused, and a little scared. I had no idea what she was talking about. I didn't work at Walmart, and I wasn't even wearing their uniform. As the Karen continued to berate me, I felt a growing sense of anger and frustration. I wasn't going to take this kind of treatment lying down. I knew I had to stand up for myself. I looked her straight in the eye and said, "Don't you ever touch me again, you crazy bitch. I don't work here, you stupid fuck. Touch me again and I'll scream so loud the whole store will hear." The Karen was taken aback, but not for long. She grabbed my bicep and started dragging me towards the manager's office like a child being punished. I was beyond furious. I had had enough of her nonsense. I knew I had to do something drastic, something that would startle her and make her let go of me. Without a second thought, I let out the loudest scream I could muster. It was so loud that my throat hurt for days afterwards. The Karen was so startled that she let go of me and dropped her purse. The manager and security guy appeared within seconds, demanding to know what was going on. I explained what had happened, how the Karen had assaulted me, and how I had screamed in self-defense. The Karen, of course, had a different story. She claimed that I was a Walmart employee who had ignored her and that she was just trying to get my attention. But fortunately for me, there was a witness, a kind woman who had seen the whole thing and backed up my story. The manager asked if I wanted to press charges, but I declined. I just wanted to go home with my ice cream. To my surprise, the manager told me to take the ice cream for free. It was on him. As I was leaving, I saw the Karen being escorted out of the store by the security guy, never to set foot in Walmart again.
The holiday season was in full swing, and I was working at GameStop. During my lunch break, I decided to head to the McDonald's located a block away. I wasn't wearing the GameStop uniform, but I had my name tag on and was dressed in a nice shirt and pants. I had just ordered my food and was standing in line when I heard a kid and his mother talking nearby. The mother said, "It's okay, she works there, she'll be able to tell you." The kid replied, "Yeah, Mom, but she looks like she's on her break." The mother insisted, "Oh, it doesn't matter, ask her so we don't have to waste a trip." I turned to the kid and asked him what was up. He then proceeded to ask if we had a random and obscure PS3 game in stock. I smiled and shrugged, telling him that I had no idea and he would have to call or check the store himself. The mother became irritated and demanded that I look it up on my phone. At this point, I was already holding my food and had only 10 minutes left of my break. I apologized and explained that I would need to be at a computer to check. I told them to call the store and ask the staff there to check for them. I quickly left and went back to the store to eat. A little while later, the mother and her kid came into the store and the mother tried to report me to my manager for refusing to help her at McDonald's. My manager just laughed it off and explained to her that I wasn't even on the clock or in the store at the time. Later on, we found out that we didn't have the game in stock anyway. It just goes to show that some customers will try anything to get what they want, even if it means harassing an employee during their lunch break.
Please like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Thank you.